If you want to determine if your hair is fine, medium, or coarse, and I mean the thickness of each individual hair strand, you might want to stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to share 4 ways to know if your hair is fine, medium, or coarse. Because I know a lot of people are lost about stuff like this, especially if you have natural hair, because it's a bit harder to determine because your hair is curly, all right? It's curly, it is kinky, so it's a bit harder to determine. So knowing the thickness of your hair is so important to know how much product to use, what extensions are okay for your hair if you like protective styling with extensions, how susceptible your hair is to single-stranded knots. It's also very important for you to know the thickness of each individual hair strands of your hair because it will help you to know how to take care of it. Because fine hair tends to break more easily, okay? Now, I'm not talking about the density or the amount of hair that's in your head. Remember, I'm talking about the thickness, the individual thickness of each hair strand on your head. Okay. If you want me to make a separate video about why it is important to know your individual hair thickness, let me know in the comments below. While I am explaining the 4 ways for you to determine the thickness of your hair strands, I'm also going to be like showing you how I'm installing medium sized braids on my hair. Okay. The very first way to test your individual hair thickness is the strand test. So what we're going to do is you're going to, when you're combing out your hair or you're brushing out your hair, you're going to have like strands that come out, right? So we're going to take a strand of hair from our head, either the one that is already present on our head or the one that has come out, and we're going to hold it up to our own hand, okay? And then we'll look at it with light, right? Light on our own hand. And the light can just be normal sunlight or normal like um room light, okay? And if your hair looks very thin or very almost invisible safe, is like very thin, you likely have fine hair. Like you likely have fine hair. Meanwhile, if it is very visible, like it's looking like a clothing thread or half of a clothing thread, that means that your hair is most likely coarse. Okay. So the second test to determine if your hair is thin is you take that single strand of hair as well and then stretch it. You're going to not to do it suddenly, right? We're going to go slowly. So now if your hair breaks like after stretching for at least 30 seconds, it breaks. It means that your hair is thin. Sorry, it means that your hair is fine, okay? If it breaks after like 30 seconds or less of stretching it, it means that your hair is fine. But if your hair does not break and you have to now use force, that means that your hair is most likely coarse. You also, this test is not very, very reliable because if your hair is fine, but it is very healthy, it may remain the way it is. Do you understand? Like it might not even break because the bonds, nothing has been broken. Your hair is very healthy, but this is a good test as well. The next test, the third test is the feel test. Okay, so what we're going to do is that single strand of hair, we're going to run our fingers through it. And by run our fingers, I don't mean rub it like very fast and all of that. No, you're going to like feel the strand of hair. Okay, you're going to feel the strand of hair. So when we're feeling a strand of hair, if it feels very fragile, very lightweight, it doesn't feel like there's even something there like that, it means that your hair is fine. Okay, but if it feels very prominent, that's okay. I know something is there. That means that your hair is thin. Okay, now another to know if your hair is fine is when you take a huge section, like not a gigantic section, right? But when you take a very big section, like the kind of sections I'm doing at the back of my head, like the one that you're currently seeing on screen now, it's quite big, right? But when you now braid it, you're not braiding very tightly, right? You're not braiding very tightly, but you still know that ah, the way the braid is coming out is very thin. That is something that tells you that you have fine hair. Okay, like I have medium to high density hair. Like the overall amount of hair on my head is quite much, but when I braid a huge section of my hair, it looks like a very tiny braid that comes out. Do you understand? So another bonus I'm going to give two bonus ways to know if your hair is fine, right? One bonus way to know if your hair is fine is if whenever you are braiding your hair or a huge section of your hair, you see that you can see through your hair. You can see through your hair very well. Like now, I'm trying to separate my hair, right, and I'm detangling it. So when I let go of it, I don't know if you notice, but you can easily see through my hair. You can easily see the background, like my yellow walls through my hair. It is not coarse. Like you can see through it. Even when the hair is plenty, you can see through it. That's another way to know. Now the last bonus that I want to give is if you easily get single stranded knots, it you probably have fine hair because with coarse hair, it is a bit not it's not impossible, but it's a bit harder for your hair to just decide to do anyhow. Do you understand? Because of how thick it is. But with fine hair, it's easily like just small three strands marrying themselves, they'll form single strand knots because they are so thin, they just want to like marry themselves. So people who have single stranded knots mostly have thin hair. Okay, it is not impossible to have single stranded knots even if you have coarse hair, but people that have more prevalent single stranded knots at the ends of their hair most likely have fine hair. Okay. So if you are very susceptible to single strand knots, you probably have fine hair. So that is the like final way to know if your hair is thin. Okay. So this protective style, yeah, I'm trying to measure how long my hair is. My hair is currently 12 inches. It's currently 12 inches. And I plan to do this hairstyle for the next 6 months. Or let me just say, yeah, for the next 6 months. This is August. I'm going to put the dates on the screen. This is August. And by January, February, I would give you guys like another update. Of course, I'm going to be updating my YouTube channel with other videos, with videos and hair, maybe how I maintain the ends of my hair because I'm someone who struggles so much with hands and hair syndrome or like self-diagnosed trichotillomania. Okay, like because I know myself very well and my hair is even thin on top of it and I have single stranded knots on top of it. Having hand in hair syndrome is a horror. It is one of the reasons why my hair has not grown longer than this. Okay, I'm very, very scissors happy. And if it's not scissors, it's my hands. I'll use and rip out stars single strand knots. Like I hate seeing them. So coming out of this trichotillomania, it's really why I did that thing you saw a few seconds ago, like rolling the ends of my hair. I'll do a more detailed video on that, but that's it for today. God bless you all in Jesus' name. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And in my next video, I'll be showing you guys the detailed way I did the ends of my hair to like keep the ends away from my face. Okay, bye.